Welcome to this screencast on Ruby idioms part 5. I'll be discussing about some regex and parallel assignment and so on. So let's get started. I have an array with some elements in it. I can print each of the initialized value. A, B, C is a parallel assignment. The first value in the array val will go to A, second will go to B, and third will be in C. There are times when it's useful in your method where you could have results different types and you may return them as array, and then you call the method and initialize the variables. So I've used this thing in reg tasks when I had to do some stuff in the model, and the model returns the values, and the reg task has minimal logic and it just calls the models to get some things done. So you can print those values. As you can see, the first value is an integer, second value is a string. Now let's move on to some regex related idioms. I have a string and I'm doing a regex match, giving the pattern like this. The dot means any character except new line. That's what the regex character is used for. And then the plus in regex means one or more. Basically we are saying any character one or more between these two strings and one that has the result of the match, regex match. So I can capture the result of it and print it. And the funny is the character in between those two strings. The $1 is a global variable that holds the match. Regex, as I'll show you how this thing works in a minute. So let's say m equals that string dot match is a regex match method. I'm going to use the same regex match. So if I print this object, you can see it's a match data object. Regex returns the match data object and it behaves like an array. So if we do a m.class, it's a match data object, and you can actually extract the values from that resulting match data object by indexing just like an array. So the very first element in that array is the actual string that is being operated on. So you get an entire string. So the result will be, if you have one match, this is the resulting match. If you have two matches, for instance, if you're searching for two patterns, you'll have two results. In this case, we don't have any, so it's nil. And also the same result m of 0 can also be accessed using the dollar ampersand. So if I print this, you'll get the entire string that's being operated on. And to get the first match, you say $1. That'll give you the $1, the resulting match. And in this case, we don't have the second match, so it will be nil, just like we did m of 2. So now we know this. Let's move on to a bit more idiomatic code you may find in programs. So I'm going to have object which is going to be match. Okay. Now we already played around with the match object. What happens if I try to use a parallel assignment? Since we already know what a parallel assignment is and how all this regex syntax works, let's see if we can combine them together and see what we can do here. Use some idiomatic Ruby. Can we get the as you know, the first m of 0 will be the actual entire string, and m of 1 will be the resulting string of the match. So I would expect the m to give me the entire string and the kind to give me the string funny. But that's not how it is working. So what's going on here? Happens, okay, so what is wrong? It's an array, right? And we already saw in a previous screencast how we can use splat operator to split. So let's try to split this array and initialize them using parallel assignment. There it is. Now it works. So the array, since mass data behaves like an array, we're able to use the splat operator and extract the values of m of 0 and m of 1 and assign to those two variables here. So that's the basics of using the regex and the parallel assignment and how we can use the splat operator to extract the values you need. So that's it for this screencast, and if you enjoyed it, please recommend me on working with Rails. Thank you. God bless.